In the nighttime, when all is dark, there's a bright star moving in an arc. While I'm sleeping or when I'm awake, she's all I think about with every breath I take. Close my eyes, and she is all I see. She's a bright star shining inside of me. She's my bright star, lighting up the night. She's my bright star, nothing ever shone so bright. With my bright star, everything's alright. She's my bright star, lighting up the night.
I made some friends, and a woman invited me to come to Prague for a visit, and then I ended up coming back again to stay. I sold everything. I sold my house. I sold 5 acres of pristine Rocky Mountain property with National Forest access. I walked off the plane and I had 2 little keys, and that was it. 2 little keys, and they were the keys to my 2 guitar cases that I gave. I thought, man, am I crazy? I had a little bit of cash left over from the sale of my house, and I wanted to start a studio at that time. And I had this amazing idea. I would come here, and these Czech people would just fall down, over an American guy, Boy, was I surprised, the amount and the quality of Czech musicians is outstanding. I was overwhelmed, Lo and behold, I got a gig in an amazing way, which, once again, one of those things, one phone call. If that wouldn't have happened, I might not be here now. I hadn't played for a while, weeks or something, 6 weeks or something, and I just wanted to play. And there was a little tiny pub across the street from our flat, and I went there, and, can I just play here on Saturday for beers? I just want to play, Yeah, no problem. So I went in, tiny place, and I went in the corner, like this, and people went crazy in the neighborhood. They heard, they came in, the music, the place was packed, and people were going nuts, American, playing a real American music in this tiny little bar in the little street.
I just want to be your loving man.
There was a place down on the river that was looking for a musician, and gave me the number. I went down there, absolutely beautiful location, and said, you can go over there and play. They weren't even open. I played one John Lee Hooker song, and she said, you can play here anytime you want, as long as you want. And I stayed for 4 years in that venue. I played there for 4 years.
Superstitious gone at last.
I do play a lot of obscure music, and I play what I want to play. And being in Europe, I have a whole lot more freedom than I have in the U.S. I can play any song any way that I want. If somebody says to me, hey man, can you play Bob Seger? I go, and I say no, but if you like Bob Seger, you might like this. And I'll play one of my tunes, for example. I can cheat a lot. But I think it's honest cheating.
We usually arrange our schedules around Brad's gigs. So right now he's playing Mondays and Thursdays down by the river. So we're usually there every Monday and every Thursday. Because when he plays down by the river, there's loads of tourists and funny people around. So you always run into some new faces and you can always have some interesting conversations.
This is one thing that he has a gift for, that he has played all over the U.S., so whoever comes to his shows from abroad, he connects with them, you know, like he can connect with anybody. He knows people in all the different towns all over.
Ain't no sunshine when you're gone. Only darkness every day.
There were stairs that went down from the street down to the venue on the river. People would come there with suitcases. They were on their way to their hostel. And they would hear the music and stop, and they would come down for a beer. And it was also the only place with nice big shady trees, you know, and lots of tables. And they would come there and stay all day. And there were people that would come that were going to be here for 3 days. People from anywhere, from Norway or whatever, we're here for 3 days. I see them there every day. Well, what are you doing here? We like it here. You come to Prague, we're here for 3 days. They have all these things planned. They're going to go see Nah, they don't see anything. They came there every single day. It was absolutely fabulous.
I gotta leave this young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I think one of the first things I notice when I see Brad play is not just his music is great, but he's a showman, he's an entertainer more than anything else. And for me, what inspires me about Brad is how he brings the crowd together. He's always introducing people in the crowd to each other. It makes for just a great atmosphere. And when I go and see Brad play, this is really what I look for. He's introduced me to so many people here in Prague. For me, I hate to say it, but the music's kind of secondary. I mean, I do love the guy for his music, but for me, it's more about the atmosphere that he creates as an on-stage entertainer, I guess you'd say.
Well, he's a great artist. The way he connects the audience together, the way people meet and make friends, this is something I've always loved. Every time you go to a gig with Brad, you'll always meet new people. He has the way of introducing people.
One table from Sweden, somebody from France, from Spain, and blah, blah, blah. And they all respond the same to the music. They all respond the same. I think they like American music more than Americans. In fact, I'm certain of it. Or especially the roots music, that I play.
I think one of the things that makes his playing unique, his concerts unique, is that he uses a sampler pedal, that he's able to layer the rhythm guitar tracks first. And then he'll be able to play lead with himself. And while that's happening, he's singing the lead vocal.
I could tell you that the birds don't fly. I could tell you that I'm a nice guy. Would you still love me? Would you still love me too?
And then he'll layer harmony vocals on top of that. And by the time he's layered all this stuff, it's one man, one guitar, and by the time he's layered all this stuff, the song hits a crescendo, and it sounds like 4 guitars playing and 3 or 4 people singing all at once.
Would you still love me? Oh, would you still love me? Would you still love me? Oh, would you still love me? Would you still love me? Oh, would you still love me? Would you love me too? Would you still love me? Would you love me too? Would you still love me? Would you love me too? Would you still love me? Would you love me too? Would you still love me? Would you love me too? Still love me? Would you love me too? Would you still love me? Would you love
and you're just sitting back and you're just like, how does he get such an amazing sound?
Oh, I can tell you anything that I want to. Oh, wouldn't you love me? Love me too. Oh, wouldn't you love me? Would you love me too?
Then winter came, and especially the first winter, I had no gig. Suddenly I went from this big fat gig to nothing. And I thought, oh, this sounds going to be easy. I got this gig right away. Winter came, it was a different story, no tourists, and breaking into the pubs. So it was a struggle.
Here you're a little strange if you don't play the guitar. So I think the reason Brad's not maybe more famous is because every bar has live entertainment. There's a live musician on every street corner. In this town, very difficult to become famous if you're just on the pub and club sort of small theatre kind of circuit. So, I mean, I love Brad, I love his music, and I'll continue to see him all the time, but I think Prague, it's a tough act to follow if you're just one man and a guitar.
1 year, after the fourth year, where I really had put together a nice winter, I had 5 nights a week in different venues all around. You know, the good thing about that is if one venue goes down, you still got 4. You know, you're spread around. And lots of other gigs, some private parties at some other venues, and some really amazing things.
I heard Brad first, coming from the tram to my cafe bar. And I heard this real loud, very energetic music. So this is how I met him, listening to his music, and then of course in person.
Raindrops falling just like tears, makes my heart stop and he's been walking like children in the sun, blood and teardrops together. It was my nightmare, it was my fear. Now blood and teardrops together form a tear. Hear that freight train howling in black diesel smoke and warm outside, just like a black cat with a tail. Blood and teardrops form a smoky trail. It was my nightmare, it made my skin turn pale. Now blood and teardrops form a smoky trail. See the river run into the sea, just like our love flowed with pure humanity. River's red and it makes it blossom so. Blood and teardrops won't let the river. It was my nightmare, it was my fear. Blood and teardrops together form a tear.
I started playing piano because we had a piano in the house, and it was at the bottom of the stairs. So you'd come down in the morning and you look down the stairs, and right there was the piano. It's like doom 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 boom to the pianos, great. And started playing your basic 1-4-5 stuff, rock and roll, boogie woogie stuff, and remember the piano is a percussion instrument. And for a young child, it was also, my mother was like, don't bang on the piano. But Mom, it's a percussion instrument.
my life. Could I be a lucky
So I started with piano, and it was mandatory in my family for my sister and myself to take 1 year of piano lessons. And when I started my dreadful first year of piano lessons, I was already playing, and I was playing completely wrong. You know, I had to stretch my little hands out to do stuff. You know, and my teacher, Mrs. Irons, with the ruler, I was smacking on there. Don't do that. You know. So I was already playing like 96 Tears and rock and roll and stuff, and now I had to go play, you know, Bone Sweet Bone, Bone Sweet Bone, you know, songs about dogs, and I hated it. You know, I had to read, and I hated reading, but I did it for a year, and it was good.
my pain, sorrow, leave me here. And my eyes won't cry a single tear. 'Cause I know I've a reason for being here. Just like you, just like you, just like you.
Sears and Roebuck had cheap instruments, and I got a red plastic snare drum. I sat on the end of my bed and had the snare drum, and then my grandfather played in a field drum corps, and we had this old field drum, which is very big, round, and huge thing. It was in the basement, and I dug it up and flipped it up on its side and made a bass drum out of it. So I had my grandfather's field drum, the plastic snare drum from Sears, and then I rigged something up with one bongo drum for one tom. And I also made various Quaker Oat box drums. Quaker Oat box drums are fantastic. You take the Quaker Oat box and take masking tape, put the lid back on, and just take the crap out of it. You know, just keep taping it, you know, this way, this way, this way, this way, and building it up, and boom, you know, great sound. And so my parents decided they would buy my sister a guitar. I got drums, she got a guitar. And the thing came in a box, took it out, and the strings were about this high off the fretboard. You know? My poor sister was like, you know, and she tried it for about a week, and I owned it, you know, I took it, and I filed down the saddle, you know, and everything, you know, and made it so you could play it, and that was my first guitar.
So, next thing I know, he's playing the guitar, my guitar, and he's playing it well. I was a little angry about that. So I would lasso him into singing engagements that I would have to do. Our church, if you're in the choir, you pick a Sunday. In the summertime, you provide special music. Well, Mom always had Brad and I down there. He was furious. He was furious. I did weddings. He didn't want to play in the weddings, but he had to because I had this over his head. You're playing my guitar. The least you can do is accompany me.
Tell me there's still forgiveness. Tell me there's still hope. Tell me there's no hangman holding on to the rope. Tell me we can still go back to a place where we were before. Tell me you'll be waiting when I walk back through that door. Tell me there's no secrets. Tell me there's no lies. hurt and sad.
My grandfather, who died shortly after I was born, I never met him, he had a second job changing 45 records in jukeboxes in the area. And as you know, they put the new records in, something's got to go. So he started keeping these records. He contacted RCA Victor and got a franchise to sell RCA Victor record players, which meant that he also was able to distribute their records and became a record distributor. And my family had that franchise for 50 years.
Brad always, his friends were always a little jealous of him because, you know, his mother knew all about the hit records, what was hot. I ordered every week from Billboard magazine, you know, and he helped in the store also, some in the records, but we also had TV appliances. Helped my brother, his uncle, just all satellites and that kind of thing. But yeah, and he would call me and say, a new record came in, Mom, bring that home, you know, I need that record. Yeah, the record store did influence him.
This was in Kendallville, Indiana, which is about 20 some miles north of Fort Wayne, by the border of Michigan and Ohio. So we were in perfect radio range for Detroit and Chicago. So Motown Records at the time was in Detroit, and there was a radio station, CKLW, the Motor City. And the stuff in Motown that was being recorded, Stevie Wonder and Temptations, you know, all that stuff. It was going like directly from the studio to the radio station, you know, when it was still hot, and we were listening to that stuff. It was fantastic. I started another band with some guys around my age, and that was right when I was starting high school. And it was a trio, and the guitar player and myself did all the vocals. And it became a very popular local band. We worked a lot. We were playing bars, you know, the guitar player's father would go with us and chaperone so that we could, you know, legally be in the bar playing. And that was the time of, it was in the early 70s, you know, the time of Grand Funk Railroad. We were doing that kind of stuff. That's sort of how the progression goes.
I go down to Louisiana, take my razor and my gun. Oh yeah. I'm going down to Louisiana, take my razor and my gun. Bang bang, bang bang. Oh, I'm gonna find that little woman. Good Lord, gonna have me some fun. She brings me champagne when I'm thirsty. Lord, good reefer when I want to get high. Champagne when I'm thirsty. Good reefer, Lord, when I want to get high. Do you want to get high? Come on, with me one time. That's a kind of woman, yeah. Make this old man lay down and die.
My mother, because of the record store, she got Billboard magazine, which she read every week, so she knew what records to order for the store, blah, blah, blah. And an issue came out with a insert called Spotlight, which they did from time to time, and it was a spotlight on Colorado. Joe Walsh was living there, recording when he was doing Rocky Mountain Way, and all that stuff was going on. Stephen Stills was living there. All kinds of people were living there. Tommy Bolin was starting to do his thing. I said, I'm going to go there. got to Colorado, to Boulder. At that time, there was a big music store there. I went there. That's, of course, what every musician does. He goes there, looks for the bulletin board, you know, sees what's going on. A lot of stuff there. And at the time, I didn't know it at the time, but the woman that was working in the shop was Joe Walsh's wife. They were living in Boulder. And I just looked at some ads on the wall, and there was some guys, somebody looking for a drummer. And I called these guys, and they had a house. They had a nice house that they were renting, studio in the basement, rehearsal studio. I went to meet them. We played and hit it off right away. It was fantastic. And the bass player and I just immediately hit it off, you know, immediate, like best friends for life. In fact, he was the best man in 2 of my weddings.
I don't see you anymore. 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 And there's a big old hole in my heart where you used to be. No, I don't see you anymore. We don't ride in our cars anymore. We don't play our guitars anymore. We don't swim in the summer sun. And tell lies when the day is done. And we don't call each other on the telephone. No, I don't see you anymore.
Boulder's unbelievably fantastic. But we started getting gigs in Denver. And that was when I first started playing in music clubs in a big city. That is when I felt that something really was happening, and I'd really made a good move. And at that time, that's when our buddy called, a promoter from Casper, Wyoming, and said, "You guys want to play on this Fleetwood Mac concert?" We were going to go play this concert in Casper. And this was right when the Fleetwood Mac Rhiannon album came out with Stevie Nicks, her first album. Every song was a hit. I mean, it was huge. So it was a big opportunity. First of all, the drummer, man, that's the best seat in the house. You got the best seat in the house. You can see everything. You're controlling everything. You know everything's coming through you. And what a feeling, you know, to the communication with the people. You know, people are dancing, people are grooving, and you're like pounding it out. You are, you're like the guy in the boat, that's going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's when I started working with Jinx Jones. And we had our group Jinx Jones and the Jaguars, which was the rhythm section of this group. One of the fantastic things about this group was we were completely involved with this rock and roll machine, like oldies and rock and roll machine. You know, they did shows, big shows, and costumes, and parades, and car shows, and big events, and meeting so many people. You know, I was like, you know, the new drummer in Denver. You know, people were coming to check me out. You know, all these guys that I didn't know. Many of them who became very famous, you know, in years to come. Right at that time, you'd get a gig for like 5 nights, Wednesday through Saturday, and you boom, 1 or 2 weeks in one club, move to another club, boom, then on the road. Then you go to like Phoenix, Tucson, Dallas, or whatever, up to Seattle. And it was a very organized thing. That was a scene that I was interested in. That's what I wanted to do. During all this time, you know, I was doing this scene, but part of me hated it. You know, I hated the BS, you know, and you've got to play this song, you got to have a chick sing, blah 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 blah. But if you got a gig, it was good. You didn't have to work, you know, and you could play music for a living. But a lot of the crap that you had to do was crap. And on the business end, you know. In the late 70s, I met my first wife. We got married and had our first daughter, Nicole. And I was staying home more, and had always, you know, been writing songs, playing guitar, singing. So I put together some tunes at home, and had met a copyright attorney, music copyright attorney, through a studio that I'd been working in. So I went to his office and I walked in, and there were 2 guys there, and they were Merle Briganti and Al Garth. Merle Briganti was a drummer from Loggins and Messina and various other projects. And Al Garth, flute, sax, and vocals, also with Loggins and Messina. These were really high profile guys at the time, big guys. And they decided to come to Colorado and put a small production company and studio there. And they said, you know, hey, you know, you could be the greatest drummer in the world, but you need to do this. This is where it's at, man. You know, the songwriters make the money. I'm going, yeah, you know, I've got a new baby. I don't have any money. I'm a drummer. They go, forget being a drummer. You know, I said, well, I'm just looking for gigs playing drums. You know, they go, forget it. You know, what you need to do is buy a master tape for yourself. We'll put it in our library, and whenever you get a tune, come up to the studio, record the tunes very simply, guitar and voice or piano and voice or whatever, and let us do the rest. And my answer was, how much does a tape cost? That was my big concern, you know. I thought maybe they'd help me with the tape. They go, no, here's the deal. You got to buy your own master tape, 2-inch master tape, and you're in, you know. And I got cold feet. I didn't have any money. I borrowed from everybody, and I blew it off. And it was one of the big mistakes of my life. So I'd worked with a woman named Judy Rudin who sang and played harmonica. She was fantastic, and we had a band in Boulder. It was that group that we did some support, some opening acts with Johnny Winter, Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper was a big one. It was crazy, crazy show. She had moved to LA, and she called me up and said, I need a band, you know. I need a band, I'm gonna do a showcase. What about your trio? Do you guys want to come out here for a visit and do some shows? We played the Troubadour. We played the Blue Lagoon. We played Club 88, which is an incredibly famous place. The Go-Go's at the time, you know, they broke into Club 88. Red Hot Chili Peppers were just breaking out. They were playing all these places, you know. It was really, really big scene. I met a lot of people, a lot of fun, but no money.
Shot your lady down to the ground. Yes, I did. I shot her lady down to the ground. Hey Joe, where you gonna run to? Gonna hide? Hey Joe, where you gonna hide? I'm going down to Mexico, way down south, where man can be free. Ain't no hanging, gonna put no rope around me. I gave her the gun, I shot her.
You know, where my wife moved to Phoenix with our child, and we split up and chased each other around the country between Phoenix and Los Angeles, and, you know, for a while.
I took my high school sweetheart to the senior prom. Then she went off to college, and then I stayed on the farm. I had some fences put in and a broken heart. I know I'd never see her again, and then I saw her today in the paper, smiling in her wedding dress. Sent her a card in a blender. I wish her all the best. If I can get over her, I can get over you. It's gonna take some time. Sometimes these things just do. Even though she left scars on my heart, did it heal the wound? If I can get over, I can get over you. And I remember how it almost killed me. How could she do me like that. I thought I'd never get over her, but now I just look back and laugh. I can get over her. I can get over you. Gonna take some time. Sometimes these things just do.
I went back to Indiana at one point, probably 1983-ish, something like that, and met up with a guy. He had come back from Berkeley. Everything in my life had just kind of blown to hell, you know, and I went back to visit my family. Hadn't spent any time with my family in years at this point, you know, maybe 10 years. So I went back, and he was back, and we started playing together immediately, and it was fantastic. And we picked up a couple of local guys, some friends of his, and we started a band called Ground Zero. Jazz fusion, music lover type band, you know.
Look up on the wall, they're on the floor, under your pillow, behind your door. There's a crack in the mirror, somewhere there's a hole in the window pane.
There are some great videos of him at this little bar in Kendallville called The Parlor, and the band that he was in at the time was Ground Zero. They were four of the best musicians I have ever heard in my life, and they're all from my hometown. It's unreal for a lot of people to know that this little town in Indiana produced so much talent. There was a lot of talent still, and I would, you know, he just felt when I was singing. I sang several blues tunes, and he just knew. He knew what I was going to do, and all three of those guys knew what I was going to do. They were all like my brothers. They were just, I would go to their rehearsals sometime and just sit, because they would just jam, and they all four knew what the other one was going to do, and they wouldn't talk. They wouldn't talk. They would just play.
We put together a lot of material, and played locally, and did some recording. And then, as it would be, we decided to get a singer and go on the road and make some money, you know, to fund this project. So we bought a truck and we went on the road and traveled all over. I brought the band back to Denver, and from there I went down to Arizona to try to reunite with my family. I took a job in a furniture factory. I put my drums in the pawn shop. I went there with this idea that if I did nothing but focus on my family, everything would be perfect. Everything would work out, you know. I wanted to be with my daughter, you know. Of course, putting the drums in the pawn shop and working in a furniture factory did not lead to anything working out. It only led me to a situation where it was about August, 120 degrees in the shop. I was miserable. I'd split up with my wife. I was living in a little house by myself on the other side of town. And friends of mine from Denver called me and they said, "You want to go to Alaska?" I'm looking at the big thermometer in the shop, you know, covered in sawdust, itching, you know, 110 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. What time does the bus go, baby? And I walked right into the office, said to my boss, "I'm going to Alaska." Denver, Arizona, back to Denver to rehearse, to Alaska, and then back to Denver.
I love my dad. He's been gone a lot, usually because of music, so that's been hard. But whenever I'm with him, it's like, didn't miss a beat, you know, the stories and catch up and laugh. We laugh and laugh and laugh. But the time has gone by too fast, you know.
How can we learn to love this way? Every night, every day, running from fear. sit and sing. Maybe you can make a brand new start. What can I do to win your heart? And you can be sure you'll sleep all right. No dogs or monkeys will give you a bite. No dogs or monkeys will give you a bite. No dogs or monkeys will give you a bite. No dogs or monkeys will bite you tonight.
There was a guy in Denver years ago, a guy named Bad Bob, Bobby Walker, Bobby B. Bad, I think is his newest name, I don't know. And he was like myself, he was a drummer who became a guitar player because he was a singer. And he wanted to come to Denver to do some shows and he needed a drummer. So he called me up and said, hey man, I'm coming to Colorado, can you do some shows, be my drummer? And I go, sure, great. I sat down on my drum kit and we said, and he goes, okay, it's like a blues, blues shuffle, 1, 2, 3, and boom, and we hit. And in the next 10 seconds, I was looking down to the left end of the stage, and the guy at the far, the guitar player on the end was looking at me and going, it was like, where have you been all my life? Just like that. We ended up working together for 13 years.
Did you say Detroit?
Detroit. Good to Stevie Wonder.
Detroit.
Motown, 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 Motown. Motor City Dragway, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. CKLW.
He ended up moving to Colorado, and we worked together first in his group, Arnie J. Green with Shoes is the name of the band. And he always enjoyed my songwriting, and we were the two singers, and we sang together, loved singing together. And that was a real breath of fresh air for me, because in groups it's always hard to get acceptance as a guitar player, singer, when you're the drummer. That's just the way it is. Guitar players can be jealous or whatever, or singers. The greatest guitar lessons that somebody could have is being a drummer in a band.
Watch it.
Because over 30 years of playing drums, I sat in the pocket and played with scores and scores and scores of different guitar players. Guitar players don't meet scores and scores of other guitar players and work with them and listen to them, but I got to listen to all of them, including Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, for example, and countless other guitar players that I'm sitting there listening to their amp, it's right there, all night long. Funk groups, blues groups, rock groups, all different styles of music. So I feel I got the best guitar lessons, that anybody could have. 30 years of listening to, a huge variety of different guitar players.
All alone, but with a friend, take a path to the end of the day. For of the night. Take a left, take a right. He's a freewheel, he's a star. He don't need no motor car. He's got style and he's got grace. Doesn't he look lovely on his bicycle? I see a bird up in a tree, looking down at me. And he's thinking he wants to be on a bicycle just like me. Cruising, flying, rolling free. It can be an ecstasy. Everything that I can see, she knows with telepathy. She feels when we're riding on two wheels. She's a hero, she's a star. Doesn't she look lovely on her bicycle? My bike's a king of the road, taking on a heavy load. Specialized just for me, like a god for all to see. I'm a hero, she's a star. We don't need no motor car. Super fast or super slow, it don't matter where we go. I'm with her and she's with me. Doesn't she look lovely on her bicycle? Doesn't she look lovely on her bicycle?
I've always had an affinity for guitars. I love guitars. And my first bands, when the band would take a break, I would immediately go to the guitar. You know, the guitar player would, go to the toilet. I'd go for his guitar. Put that down. You're the drummer.
I'm fascinated that he can play guitar like that, and I don't hear. When we used to go to see him when he was in Denver, he was playing drums and. He was a great drummer, had drums all around him, and I thought that was fantastic.
Okay, so I've got a sound system, had a little rehearsal studio in Denver, recording studio, rehearsal studio, and I woodshed it and put together 30 songs and put a show together. So I did a lot of obscure songs by some of my favorite songwriters with my own arrangements, and I did original songs, a lot of my original songs, which really nobody was doing that.
I hear him play, and it reminds me of Some Better Time long, long ago, or he's doing a cover of one of his originals. It doesn't really matter, but the sound, the style, the feeling he puts into it, the heart behind the music, it's great. I think that's why he has a good following, and if he'd promote himself more, it'd be even better.
Playing in Grand Lake, Colorado at a summer resort where they bring in a lot of students, and they were using this program, Work and Travel, which at that time was bringing in a lot of Czechs, Slovaks, Ukrainians, Russians. I made some friends, and a woman invited me to come to Prague for a visit, and then I ended up coming back again to stay. I sold everything.
The sun is king, and his light is shining down on everything. The stars are angels for everyone to see, and they're watching out for you and me. In my 'Cause in my blue heaven, only the sky is blue. In my blue heavens, for me and you. In my blue heaven, there's no tears for clapping. In my blue heaven, everyone is laughing. In my blue heaven, we are free.
Lately, I've kind of done more of my original and creative type things in the studio. So I'm working on another CD, and my live thing, I'm doing a lot of the real rootsy American stuff, and people really like it. You know, the blues-oriented stuff, blues and honky tonk and rock and roll. You know, I do some things, obscure things. I do Walking After Midnight by Patsy Cline. You know, the song's, 40 years old or something. Most people don't know that song, but they love it.
I go out walking after midnight in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I go out walking after midnight, dreaming of you. I go out walking in the moonlight, in the twilight, just like we used to do. I go out walking after midnight, dreaming of you. Have you seen the weeping willow just crying on my pillow? Baby, it's crying for me. And I know the skies are blue, but the night wind whispers to me. Baby, it's all I can do to go out walking after midnight in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I go out walking after midnight, singing the blues.
Brad's music makes me feel good. I enjoy listening to it. He's creative. I have a CD of his that I listen to it over and over in the office. It's just good, solid, creative music and original music, and he performs it very well. He's very professional, and puts this music all together in his own little studio, which is just down the street from where I'm talking right now. And I just enjoy listening to it, and it's my kind of music. He's my generation, and I enjoy listening to it. It's American music. It's got a good beat, and a lot of creativity. Brad is an artist.
A lot of people would play, music of, I don't know, Eagles, Bob Dylan, or some other musicians, but he is more original. This is what I feel about him.
Oh Lord, I have made you a place in my heart, among the rags and the bones and the dirt. There's piles of lies and love lost from her eyes, and old moving boxes full of hurt. Oh, pull up a chair with a troll and care. I got a whiskey, you're welcome to some. Oh Lord, I have made you a place in my heart, but I don't reckon you're gonna come. Fix up the place. I know it's a disgrace, but you get used to it after a while. From the flood and the drought and old pals hanging out, but just an eye of you and a smile. Oh, and bare naked women, they keep coming in, and they dance like you would not believe. Oh Lord, I have made you a place in my heart. So come on in, take a look, and then leave.
Having a band is like being married to 3 or 4 people. So in some ways, I think Brad's method to do it as a one-man show, he alleviates a lot of drama that he doesn't have to deal with a full band.
I've been a lot of places in my life and time. I sing a lot of songs. I made some bad rhymes. Acted out my love on stage with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing a song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I've treated you unkindly, but darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Darling, won't you please say it through me? 'Cause we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. You've taught me precious secrets of the truth holding nothing. You came out front and I was hiding, but now I'm so much better. If my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding.
Oh, my guitars. All of my guitars here. This was one of those things where I decided I needed a guitar. Didn't matter what, I needed a guitar. I was diagnosed with cancer and realized I was going to be doing chemotherapy treatment, radiation treatment, and still needing to go to do my gig as much as possible. And I felt sorry for myself, so I bought myself a new guitar, and that's the only reason I have this guitar.
So it was a long, strange battle for him because for like 2 years he was still gigging 5 nights a week and going through chemo during this whole time, having surgeries and stuff. And we became really close friends over the years. And my daughters both love him and love his music and stuff. He's always so full of energy. The guy is completely full of energy, and I think the audience feels that a lot.
My lady is a shooting star. Teach me how to know. I wanna let my thoughts go dim. Rest inside your soul. I'll awaken without fear and breathe the cool, clean air. Words upon my lips become my prayer. And if you move to me, I'll move to you. If I move to you, or will you move to me?
He was weak at a lot of times. It was sad seeing the deterioration. I didn't have an opportunity to see him a lot of times here in the past few years because I was very busy with work, but when I did see him, it was kind of shocking to see just how much he'd gone down since the last time I seen him. Now, after he finished his chemotherapy, everything was great. He was on top of the world. He had it licked. Everything is fine. So it was a big relief for myself, and I know a lot of his other friends as well.
I bought this guitar before my surgery. I went for surgery, and I was going to be in the hospital for 12 days. And I got this little thing, it fit in a backpack, and I could sneak it into the hospital. So I snuck it in, and I did have a private room for 12 days for my recovery. So I had this, and they love it. And I'm standing there after the surgery in my room, and they would come in and like, what is it? The cleaning lady loved it. She would come in, oh, husky, husky.
She's going home on a train in the dead of night when all is wrong, when all is right, from where she came.
He was originally a drummer. He was a phenomenal drummer, and he wasn't just a keep the beat drummer. He was a musical drummer. He felt it. He felt everything. I was singing, everything that the guitarist, the keyboard, everything that they were all playing. He felt that in the drums. You just don't. You don't find drummers that do that. So he wasn't a drummer. He was a musician, and I have said many times he's the best musician I ever worked with in my life.
With broken dreams, with worn out hair and tattered seams, her safety net awaits her there now. She's going home, home to see her mother. She's going home, she doesn't want no other. She's going home on a train.
Music has been the most important thing. I don't know how else to say it. It's I don't know what it does for him, but from the outside, I guess it's just his how he makes sense of the world, how he expresses himself. I don't know. I mean, even my mom would always say, your dad loves his music more than anything. That's what is the most important thing. He will never give it up, no matter what. So I think you said it's like breathing or something. Yeah, it is. It's like oxygen.
I wanna go where I'll never hear your name again. I wanna lose my life and be free again. And I'm not being insane when I think of the places that I could have been. I was dreaming of you with my heart in your hands, and I was following through with our beautiful plans. Yeah.
I wouldn't change it for anything. And I told myself many, many, many times while I was having some experience while I was playing, Brad, don't ever forget this. Don't ever forget this feeling. Don't ever forget this. And I never did.
And I'm alive. Yeah, honey. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. We're alive. Come on. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Standing by this highway side, watching those trucks go by, inches from my face. Yeah, I'm thinking about the time I wasted, thinking of you, dreaming of you, and the pleasure we once tasted. I've been up and down this road before. I've been up and down this road, honey, and I can't be here no more, no more. Da 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 da. Oh 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 oh. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.